That is the great thing about the LVP. That is, it's probably the most pet-friendly flooring out there. They can spill the water bowl, they can have accidents on the floor, and it can be there overnight, and it is not going to do nothing to the floor other than make it harder to clean up, huh?
Hi, I'm Ted Cook. This is my brother Jason. We're with reallycheapfloors.com. Our marketing people have suggested that we take all of the wisdom and experience that's in Jason's head and convey it to our customers. Meanwhile, I'm here to make sure that he has drinks or food when he needs it, okay? So now we're going to start our next podcast. The first question is, what is the best shawl vinyl plank flooring? This is an easy one. I'll take it, okay?
Go ahead.
We're not going to answer that question, okay? What's more important, not so much as what is the best floor, because then we run into opinions. The way we sell LVP and the rest of our floors is we educate you to what the different criteria, okay? All the different attributes of a floor. And then you decide which one is best for your application. I mean, what if we walked up to a car dealership? I'd like to buy your best vehicle.
Be the most expensive, probably.
They'd look at you like you're some sort of idiot. Well, what are you going to do with it? You don't need to know what I'm doing with it. It's none of your business. I just want to know what the best is. So you walk out of there with this really nice Cadillac, and then you try to haul your lawnmower with it. It ain't going to work out too good, okay? It's real important that you either, study those attributes and apply them yourself, or you find a really smart, honest, good-looking salesperson like myself to help you select your products, right? So anyway, enough of the serious stuff. Best vinyl plank flooring. When we're shopping for LVP, some of the most common attributes that determine the longevity, wear layer. What is the thickness of the wear layer? You can buy wear layer in some of these box stores down to a 3 mil now, I think. We don't sell anything under a 12 mil. I don't think we would wear through a 6 mil or an 8 mil in a lot of applications, but there's some other characteristics down in the floor that we can't get in anything thinner than a 12. So we want at least a 12 mil wear layer. 20's better. We can get by with 12, okay? After that, what is that wear layer made of? When in your lower end floors, you tend to get a little softer finish. I personally love aluminum oxide, okay? Our 7 series from Shaw features an aluminum oxide wear layer. And I don't want to oversell it because it starts to sound a little old, but aluminum oxide is extremely scratch resistant. It's the most scratch resistant surface that we can get on a floor. And if I'm gonna buy a floor or a car, I don't mind paying another 10% if you can double the lifetime. I honestly think that aluminum oxide finish will double the lifetime of a floor. Because honestly, when we're talking about what a lifetime of floor is, what we're talking about is change in appearance. We're not asking how long that floor lasts. That floor is going to have a change in gloss level over time from wear. With aluminum oxide, it's going to be much further down the road than it is, with some of the other finishes offered. So that's my point on that. The wear layer, the thickness is important. What it's made out of is more important. The next attribute that you'll hear thrown around a lot is overall thickness. Overall thickness, I really don't care about. We can put bricks on the back of it, make it that thick if you think it'll wear. It won't make it more durable, and it won't make it more stable. What we're looking for is the balancing layers. LVP is made not unlike a piece of plywood where they alternate the levels or the layers. And if you take out some of those layers, you're going to create a product that's less stable. Stability is probably just as important as that wear layer on the top. You can't see it until you have problems. You have problems with stability, now you've got some serious issues. You've got floors that are pulling apart, or you've got floors that are expanding and rising up, and you don't want that. It's all about stability. And a lot of the control of the stability you have, is your house, or you have a tremendous amount of direct sunlight? Do you have a lot of high humidity or humidity changes? If you do, you need to go with a higher quality product. If you have a lot of direct sunlight and you put one of those 6 mils in there that doesn't have a balancing layer, chances of you having problems are great, and that's not going to be covered by a warranty because it's not a manufacturing defect. Going back to that car analogy, we can't go buy a Fiesta Or they don't make Fiestas anymore, do they? Can't go buy an inexpensive car and then gripe that you won't run 120. That's not a warranty issue. Try taking that Fiesta back and saying, hey, I need to get my money back. This car won't run 120. It wasn't intended to run 120. It's a cheap car. Same thing. Don't have high expectations out of cheap floors, okay? It's not going to happen. After that, really, everything else is sort of window dressing. Whether you get the attached back doesn't affect the durability. The registered embossing, it's beautiful. It looks great. Won't affect the longevity of it. You know, our top floors will have registered embossing. Does that mean they're better than a floor that doesn't have it? No, it's just another attribute. Okay. So what we do when you get on our landing page, our LVP landing page, it should be up in a couple of weeks. We try to define and exemplify all of these attributes and let you decide what's important to you. You want air conditioner on this car? If you do, you're going to have to pay for it. If you don't need it, then don't buy it, okay? So look through the different products, look through the attributes, find out what's important to you, and then buy you a floor that has them. None of our LVPs are expensive, okay? None of them are going to break you up. So just find what criteria you need to make you happy long term. Pull the trigger. Next question. Did I go on a little too long on that?
Yeah, a little too long, but you did a good job.
Thanks, Jason. You always were the nicest brother.
I know.
What's the next question? Oh, here we go. Here's a good one, Jason. This is right up your alley. My dog peed on my LVP while I was at the store. Is this going to ruin my flooring?
No, that is the great thing about the LVP. That is, it's probably the most pet-friendly flooring out there. You know, they can spill the water bowl, they can have accidents on the floor, and it can be there overnight, and it is not going to do nothing to the floor other than make it harder to clean up, huh?
What about, will it stink?
It will. Well, I don't know what the...
Unless you clean it up.
Unless you clean it up, it will stink. But no, if your dogs have accidents or any of your pets have accidents on the LVP, it does not hurt it because it will sit on top and will not go through it.
Good talk.
Good answer?
That was a good answer,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright. What is the best time of year to buy hardwood flooring? Today, 1-800-253-2728. Just give us a call.
Or Jason at reallycheapfloors.com.
Yeah. Don't there, you know, do you think there's a best time?
If I'm buying a wide plank floor, a wide plank solid, I don't want to install it in August.
Right. Well, that's according to where you live.
That's right.
You know.
No, there's not a best time of year. Wood, I'll be honest with you, don't tell our competitors, but wood floors tend to be cheaper about this time of year. Some of our manufacturers and suppliers have inventory taxes where they live, and they'll try to dump stuff right at the end of the year. You know, or if the end of their fiscal year is January 1, in fourth quarter, they'll make a bigger push to get rid of stuff. So you'll see our inventories go up a little bit right now. So prices tend to be a little bit better, certainly in the small lots, the stuff you need rid of, the closeout type stuff. You'll see lower prices down at the end of the year, and that's probably true for the box stores as well. But yeah, other than that, the new stuff comes out, is introduced in January, typically ships in February. And initially, those products, believe it or not, tend to be less expensive because most of the time when companies are coming out with new stuff, they're getting prices down. LVP hasn't gone up. Hardwood hasn't really gone up. Now, hardwood will go up. Solid woods especially will go up in the winter because of supply and demand. Right now, we're having a relatively dry winter here in the southeast. We've been getting the hurricanes, but when we get a really wet winter, loggers can't go to work. They can't get their trucks in. They can't get their skidders in. And as that wood supply at the mills goes down, demand stays constant and it runs prices up. So yeah, solids can be pretty seasonal. What the most important thing is, know your market. Okay, if you're shopping for wood, know what it should cost. Do your homework, okay? Sit at home, in your pajamas, study. Go online, look around, learn all you can. Read our blogs, look at what we have wood price for. If you go out and find hardwood similar to ours cheaper, buy it. That's the day you want to buy, honestly, okay? But be aware of your market. Know what it should cost. Don't go out cold and say, ooh, you know what, that seems like a good buy. I believe I'll buy that. No, you big dummy, don't do that. Know what a good buy is before you leave the house. Did we cover that? That was sort of like a tag team question.
Pretty good. All right. What are the most popular hardwood flooring colors that we've been selling lately?
Okay, that's an easy one. There's about 5 hardwood colors that cover 80 to 90% of the market, and they have for the last 50 years. You've got oak natural, whether it's white or red. You've got gunstock. You've got saddle, a little darker than gunstock. You've got the butterscotch color, which is a little more orange. Over the last 7 or 8 years, we've seen the butterscotch become less popular, but now people are moving a little bit away from some of the grays and moving into the warmer colors. We're seeing it pick up. But over the last 5 years, we have seen a lot of gray, both light and dark. Now, a couple of years ago, you sold a lot more dark gray. Right now, it's slowed down, and you're doing more light gray. But yeah, the colors don't.
It's been about the same
It's been the
colors
same for
since-
20 years, yeah. The only addition has been the grays. Now, we never
Yeah.
sold grays
No.
20 years ago. And, now grays probably still our biggest color.
And we are selling a few more of the really dark colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they didn't ask this, but the really dark colors, whether it's saddle, which is a dark brown, or your dark gray, your mochas, coffee beans, things like that, they have been really good for the wood business because a manufacturer can take a long board that has good structure, no knots in it, but because of the discoloration, just due to sapwood or mineral, whatever, if they sell that as a natural board, it gets sold as number 2 because of all the color. But if they can put that dark coffee bean stain on it, it turns into select. So it went from being worth $2 to being worth $5. And that's had a really good effect on the rest of the wood market. It has brought overall wood prices down. And I think you're going to see over the next couple of years as these really dark colors become a little less popular, not unpopular certainly, but a little less popular, you're going to see the price for your natural colored woods rise a little bit.
Okay. Good answer.
Thank you.
All right. Here's you one you can go on for a while about.
Who?
Can you tell me more about the Mills River LVP flooring product? And what is Cortec exactly?
Yeah, all right. I'm going to turn that around backwards. What is Cortec exactly? Cortec is a LVP company, the premier. Honestly, they were one of the pioneers in the LVP business. Pete, the guy that started it, amazing guy, started out of his guest bedroom. And a lot of the inventions and the breakthroughs in LVP were started with Pete and his cohorts. Cork backing. Cortec makes everything with a cork back. They don't make a really low-end product. 12 mil is the least expensive product they make. They have always been about making a quality floor. And I know every company likes to say they're all about making a quality floor, and then they make a 4 mil for somebody, or a 6 mil, or an 8 mil. Cortec doesn't. They don't play. Okay, they're only going to make 12, 20, and there's maybe get some plans to make some heavier stuff. So we like dealing with Cortec just because the quality's there. They're not one of those companies that puts the quality in one part and goes short in another part of the product. No, they don't make anything without a balancing layer. Okay, they don't make anything without a cork back. They don't make anything under 12 mil. Okay, everything that they do contributes to making a quality product. The Mills River, that's probably one of my favorite LVP products we've ever had. What's special about Mills River is, one, it's a 20 mil floor. Okay, that's got a commercial warranty. That's one of your heaviest floors, heaviest wear layers you can buy. The wear layers, the stuff on top. How thick is that? Remember the old Tootsie Roll Pop? How many licks it take to get through the center of Tootsie Roll Pop? Well, it depends on how thick the Tootsie Roll Pop is. Okay. 20 mils is a lot of Tootsie Roll Pop. It's going to take a long time to wear through that, like never. Okay, it's not going to happen. So Mills River is a 20 mil wear layer. It has the balancing layer that keeps that floor from expanding and contracting and warping and separating from direct sunlight or moisture. All these floors are waterproof. What does that mean exactly? What does waterproof mean? Well, it depends on who you ask. Who you ask, does it mean water won't go through it, or does it mean water won't affect it? They don't really get into that, okay? But all of our LVPs, certainly all of our Cortecs, are warranted. Water won't go through them, and they won't affect them, okay? Moisture issue, it's not going to make them to buck. But that comes back to that balancing layer. That balancing layer supplies the stability that we have to keep our floor from moving around. What else is special about Mills River? Oh, did I mention? Oh, I probably shouldn't tell this yet, should I? I want to do it anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
You sure?
Yep.
All right. Nobody knows this. We're not supposed to be doing it for another 3 weeks, but we're getting ready to drop the price of the Mills River by about 15%. We're going to drop it from $2.39 to $1.99. That's part of this new deal we've just made with Cortec. We're excited. This will be the only widely available product. This is a product that they make just for us, right? You can't buy this anywhere else. And what this deal with Cortec is, everybody needs volume. If you're going to be efficient in a business, you have to have a certain volume, all right? You're running machines, you have to get so much production or your costs don't work out. Cortec says, hey, we've got a great product, we've got a great product line. They came to us and said, hey, we need some volume. So they brought this, they contributed and we contributed together to get this product the way we want it. And the price point is a huge part of it. We told them, so listen, if you'll give us a product with 20 mils, a balancing layer that we can sell for $1.99, we can take that to our customers and it'll be exciting. It's going to be exciting. It's a great product now at $2.39. We sell it every day. It's our #1 product. It's going to be an even better product at $1.99. One other thing that's really exciting about the Mills River is Cortec has agreed to stock this at 5 different locations around the United States. No, not 5. 9 locations. So if you are in Los Angeles, if you're in Seattle, if you're in Dallas, if you're in Houston, Savannah, New York City, Charlotte, what did I leave out? Is that 9? There's one more somewhere. Any one of those locations, you can buy the Mills River products that we have listed on the website for $1.99, no charge for freight. You can pick it up 24 hours later at any one of those locations, and we're not going to charge you a penny for freight. That's exciting. 20 mil, cork back, bouncing layer, free freight, $1.99. Okay? I might be a little too excited about it, but hey, I like being good at what we do. Okay? And with the tools that Cortec has given us, we're going to be good. This is going to be awesome. So if you have any questions about the Mills River, if you'd like to see a sample, by all means, call the 800 number or drop us an email from the website, and we will get that to you. We're excited about this, and I think you will be too.
They should be.
It's a great deal. That's right. It is a great deal. But I hope Terry doesn't get mad for us spilling the beans about the... Terry's our CEO, and he decided that we weren't going to start this program until December 1st, but I guess Jason just decided to start it whenever this podcast goes live.
We'll tell him December 1st.
Yeah, he doesn't need to know. What's he going to do when people start calling and say, hey, I want the bargain?
He's going to sell it.
Okay.
All right.
What's the next question? Let's see. Okay, Jason, this customer says, I think my tongue and groove flooring messed up. How do I go about fixing my flooring?
Kind of a tough question to answer.
It kind of depends on what's messed up.
Yeah, what's messed up about it?
What's the most common mess up in a hardwood floor? Movement?
Most common thing we see is moisture issue.
Which causes movement?
Which causes the wood to swell and you'll get some little humps and bumps in your floor.
Or squeaks.
Or squeaks. And that's the biggest issue we ever see with flooring, and people call and say, hey, I'm getting some little humps in my floor, and they say, well, the only thing in the world that causes it's moisture.
And then they get defensive.
Can't see no water.
They get defensive. Everybody gets defensive when you mention moisture because that's insinuating it might be your fault.
Yeah.
Well, listen, oh boy, you're just going to have to suck it up because we know, between the two of us, we've been in business for a really, really long time. And when a floor moves, it's caused by moisture. There is no second option. It's always caused by moisture, and the moisture is not in my house, it's not in his house, it's in your house. You're the only one that can control it, so don't come complaining to us. Is that maybe a little too strong?
A little too strong, but here's what I would
take it
do.
back.
If you get it, first thing to check, if you have a crawl space, make sure there's plastic under all the house and it ain't got ripped up.
It's supposed to be rolled up the edges.
Rolled up the edges.
Right. Tape the joints.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Second, check refrigerator ice maker. Make sure your dishwasher ain't leaking. Commodes, things like that. But if it is swelling and getting bubbled up, it is moisture. That's the only thing I could think this question would be about. Don't know what other would be messed up.
No. But
Okay.
if you have questions about issues with
Yeah,
the floor,
shoot us an email.
yeah, we'll be glad to help. It doesn't matter if it's our floor or not.
Yeah.
The issues are the same across the whole industry. This one says, how often should I replace my hardwood flooring? Every 2 years or more? Oh, no more than every 6 months.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, because I mean, kids need new shoes. You should never replace a hardwood floor.
Yeah. Unless you had water damage,
Right.
excessive.
Right.
You know,
If structurally you have a problem,
Right.
you moved a wall and you can't get it patched in. But replacing a floor because of durability issues is not a problem. Okay. Most of the time, if you're wanting to replace a floor, it's because it's scuffed up or dented up real bad. We even sand that floor. Even an engineered floor, you may not be able to sand it, but you can scuff it and refinish it, and that'll certainly add lots more years to it, and that's cheaper than replacing it. A lot of times too, your change in gloss level is caused by the cleaner you are using. I can't tell you how many houses I've been to where people said, hey, I've had this floor down about 5 years and it's lost its gloss, it looks terrible. What do you clean it with? We clean it with soap. Well, listen, ding dong, don't use any soaps on your floor. No oils. We only want you to use cleaners that say no rinse on the bottle. Bonachemi or Bona makes a good one. Armstrong makes a good one. They're once and done's been around forever. When it's like when you go wash your hands with soap and it takes a little while to get all the soap rinsed off your hands. Do you think there's any way you're going to get all that soap rinsed off your floor? It's not going to happen. It's going to leave a residue, okay? It's going to cake up on your floor. It's going to attract dust, and it's going to make your floor look terrible. Don't do it. Use no rinse cleaners. If you've already gotten a loss of gloss level from cleaning it, Armstrong makes a product called New Beginning. It's a lot of work to use it, but it'll make your floor look like it did when it came out of the box. Okay? And really, it doesn't make your floor. It just takes all the junk off the top and allows your floor to look good. Okay? That cover that?
That'll cover that.
All right, very good. All right, here's one for me. It's a really deep, tough one. How do I know, when do I know if my subflooring is damaged or needs to be replaced? Subflooring shouldn't get damaged, okay?
If it did, your whole house flooded, didn't it?
Yeah, you got a problem. Subfloors don't get damaged. Now, the exception to that is some of the old particle board. The old particle board floor is used a lot in the 70s and 80s. It absorbed water readily, and it reacted badly when it did do that absorption. You hear that? Absorption. That was a tough word. I nailed it though. First try. Even the Russian judge was like, yeah. Anyway, when you get particle board and you introduce moisture to it, it's bad to swell. And what it does is it'll swell, cause a hump in your floor, and then in the winter or when it dries back down, it'll shrink and it allows that floor now to move. You'll see nails popping up through a vinyl floor.
Lots of squeaks.
Lots of squeaks, okay? So in a case like that, you've got problems. You're going to have to rip off everything, rip the particle board out. And a lot of times particle board is over top of a layer of plywood. So you can take the particle board up, throw it out in the yard, come back with 3/4 hardwood on top of it. You don't even have to replace the subfloor. Right. But if you want to come back with LVP or something thinner, we'd recommend at least a 1/2 inch of plywood down there, lots of nails in it, and then put your hardwood on top of that. How about that?
Pretty good.
All right, here's one for you. My white oak flooring is turning yellow. How do I keep it from turning yellow on me?
Okay, most of the time if it's turning yellow, it's usually in front of like a sliding door or a big glass window where you get direct sunlight all day. And it's actually bleaching the wood. Best way to stop it, put you some blinds up so when it's direct sunlight, shut them just so the direct sunlight don't hit. All wood's gonna change colors. It's all gonna patina, but when you get that direct sunlight on there every day, it's gonna do it a lot quicker in that area.
White oak and walnut are two of them that do that a lot.
Yeah.
Cherry. American cherry does it a lot. So,
but it's the direct sunlight that's going to do it the worst.
You have to, when you buy a floor, you have to understand it is going to patina.
Yes.
But remember why you pick that floor out is because of the color it is. Now red oak, when you buy red oak right out of the box, it has a paint cast. It gets a lot better looking in the first 6 months.
Right.
But all the floors are going to patina. If you don't want them changing much, just put you some blinds up, or you can do that. What's it called? Lowy light. You can put additives to your windows that cut down some of that.
All right, here's one for you. If or when I get a leak in my concrete basement, will waterproof LVP dry out eventually, or will I have to tear it up to get rid of the mold? Is glued down sheet vinyl better for the basement,
For a wet basement.
Yeah, for a wet basement. I would like to cover the 2010 concrete slab with something for now to make it more livable in the winter. We get cold feet in Michigan.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I see now why you want me to answer it. Get a leak, will a waterproof LVP dry out eventually? No, probably not. When you get, being waterproof works for us and against us, okay? It keeps water from going through it, but it's not a valve, okay? It doesn't allow it to go one way but not the other. So if you get a flooded, water goes around it, it's probably going to stay there.
Yeah.
The good thing is your LVPs are click. Take them up, mark the ones on the outside. Okay, if you're going to start over here, number those first 10 so they go back in the same place. Matter of fact, you might want to number them all. You know what row they go in, so there's no waste. But just take them up, give it a couple of days to dry out. Lay your LVP colored side down so the back can dry. If it's cork back or rubber back, let it dry. And just stick it back down. It's not rocket science. It's a lot of work. It's annoying, but
But you don't have to buy a new floor.
Right. You're not buying floor, that's right. Listen, these questions are pretty sap to us, so I'm going to go get a nap, and we'll see you guys again next week. Thanks.
Thanks.